Hi everyone, good day to you. I'm Nina Vasilia, the Service Delivery Director at Emapta.
Hi, I'm Alma Ramirez, and I'm Customer Experience Manager 3 of Emapta.
Hello, I'm Mona Kayada. I'm Emapta's Head of Customer Experience. International Women's Day to me means celebrating women and how important women are to society, the workplace. We designate a day just to celebrate that womanhood.
I think for this year particularly, right, the theme is embrace equity. I think that word equity is something that people don't fully understand just yet. I mean, we always push for equality, but I think as the International Women's Day's theme this year is that they're saying that if everybody recognizes and understands equity, that's actually a stepping stone for us to achieve equality in the future, if we ever get to that day. But today, I think everybody is capable of embracing the concept of equity, that we may not be all the same. I mean, we may have different capabilities, different levels of physical strength, different makeup and whatsoever. But in the concept of equity, at least people would be able to have, chances and opportunities, that even if it may take a different route for you to get to your destination for some people based on their circumstance and being a woman, as long as they have the opportunity to get to their destination. I think that's one of my interpretations of equity, and it's important for us that we have this Women's Day every year, that we're able to embrace our being women, celebrate our fellow women, and recognize the women that have done a great big impact in the society, in the workplace, and have really inspired other women to be their best.
Yeah. So for me, it's also a day to celebrate, of course, how we continuously champion gender equality. So whether it's an achievement of you, whether in social, economic, political, and even cultural in nature. So this is really a day to actually really celebrate women growth. Yeah.
Easy for me. At very, very recent. Not to show my political color, but the woman that I look up to would be the former Vice President, Leni Robredo. Because I believe that as a good leader stands in the front lines. And that's what she's done. That's what she continues to show, regardless of whether she's in position or not.
Well, for me, it's a bit personal. When asked that question, I think first person that comes to my mind is my mom. I think any woman would always look up, and I think we would always look up to our mom as the role model of us being women, from the time that we were born up until the time that we were probably in our early childhood years. It has always been our mom as the first woman figure that we would always see and associate ourselves with. And even today, of course, we're celebrating adulthood, and I would still have that same answer, that I would always still look up to my mom, because I would always, check how was my mom at this age, and I would always probably follow in her footsteps on how she did it at this age. And now that she's also aging gracefully, I would always want to do the same and age gracefully as she has been over the past years. And I think I would always continue to look up to her, be the best woman role model in my life.
Well, for me, I'm very fortunate to be surrounded by quote-unquote Gabrielas in my family, or, even in my life. So, from my great-grandmother to my sisters. So, but same with you, Miss Ina, I look up to my mother the most. Why? Because, she sacrificed a lot for her family. She somehow gave me the impression that, we can do all things possible, even if my dad is always away for work, and she tends to us on a daily basis. We're 7 in the family, so and she's full of knowledge, wisdom, and even composure.
As they say, mothers know best.
Yeah. Well, for me, women supporting women is vital, because we personally know our struggle as a woman, struggle, weaknesses, strength, and being the less of the gender from centuries ago. This is something that we need to work on continuously to somehow inspire each other all the time. So I believe we have to continue giving the bug or just have a strong bond together as a group.
If I look at the context of the workplace and how difficult it is for women to climb up the corporate ladder, so they say, once you get there and in the course or in the process of getting there, I think it's really important for us women to support one another because it's not easy. Well, for everyone, regardless of gender, but it makes it doubly harder if you're a woman, especially in a society where even in this day and age, it's still patriarchal. So it's really important for us to encourage, motivate one another. I think like what you said, women supporting women, it's just really enabling all of us to perform to the best of our capacity.
I think the key word there is empathy, right? That, why does it have to be someone of the same to be fully understood? And I think that matters a lot because we go through the same, whether it's physiological pains, we go through the emotional roller coaster and all that. I think there are a lot of things that women go through that whilst other gender could probably sympathize, but it's different when you're able to empathize with each other. Like for example, if you're a mom and you talk to us mom, there's that, connection. Because probably what you're going through. Whether it's maybe a daughter talking to a daughter as well, right? It sometimes, even if we would help friends with, from other gender or other physiological makeup, but then it's still different when you're able to really say that, yeah, I've gone through what you've gone through. I felt what you're feeling today. So I think that's the reason why it's different when women support women.
And we understand,
There's a deeper understanding, right? As I said, the critical there is that feeling of being able to empathize, not just understand cognitively, but also emotionally or holistically empathize with each other.
Well, you used the word earlier, Lucina, empathy, and I think that's what sets us apart. That's what sets women apart. Empathetic leadership. And what do we mean when we say empathetic leadership? It's knowing, understanding how our team feels, right? What our team goes through, and therefore everything that we do would be to support them, to empower them, to be able to do their jobs really well. And I think one of the key things that differentiates women from the men is that the logical versus emotional aspect of approaching things. They would say that if you're ruled by your emotions, then you're weak. But that's not the reality. The reality is that when you're in touch with your emotions, when you're empathetic, it gives you the power to understand where your people are coming from, and therefore you'll be able to really support them better.
Well, for me, as a leader in a corporation, in the corporate world, I learned not to be intimidated by the opposite gender. So instead, to work with them, to be the partner in actually achieving their goals, the goals that the company is setting up for. I'm very fortunate to be able to have that here in Emapta, that there's no looking into what gender you are, and, just supporting female as leaders and all.
I remember one of the, I think, famous quotes of Coco Chanel that, whatever it is that you're probably the situation that you're in, whether you're having a bad day or you're in a challenging situation, it's the lipstick quote that, you just add on lipstick or put on more lipstick and attack, right? And I think, that's a bit,
I don't got my lipstick today.
I don't want to be too gender sensitive that, only women put on lipstick, but I think it's safe to say that most women would have, would put on lipsticks, especially on special occasions, when going to the office, like maybe today and all that. And I think it's safe to say that every woman would probably have at least one, a pair of lipstick in their favorite shade. And what does it really mean? I mean, the lipstick symbolizes confidence, right? That whatever situation you're in, just put on something that will make you feel confident, and you'll be ready to attack and conquer the world. You'll be ready to do anything, right? You'd be ready to surpass whatever challenges you're facing at the moment. And that's it. Whatever that confidence tool is for you, again, whether it's a lipstick, like what I'm wearing today, my favorite. But yeah, I think it gives you that confidence. You can do it. And it gives you that courage and that push to attack.
Just can't help but remember when some of our leaders have to sit in on client escalations.
Yeah.
And they would say, I turn on my camera because I'm wearing my favorite lipstick.
Exactly, right? Exactly. The most powerful color that you could get from your makeup kit, when you put that on, it automatically boosts your confidence as if I'm ready for this and I'm born ready for this.
Well, my advice to all the women out there is never ever forget how, our gender has fought several centuries ago for us to be able to be in this position in the society. So never be afraid to shape the next generation of leaders, women leaders, and be that kind of inspiration to them. So that's what.
Well, again, I'll take from something that Messina shared before, when you said you were watching The Good Doctor. And I started watching that series because of that. And I remember a line where I'm hoping I can quote it verbatim. Don't let anyone tell you what you can and cannot do. So I think that's my message to all the women out there. It's not let anyone tell us what we can and cannot do, because we can do whatever we want to do.
That's so true. And that sound, that really resonates well with me. And thank you for, picking up the great lessons from that series. I think for me, the message is you're never any less than anyone else. Like, regardless of your physiological makeup, whether you're proud to say that you're an empowered woman, I think it's really claiming it for yourself, that you can do anything and everything that you think you can do and you want to do. That no one is stopping you from, just because you're a woman, you can't do this, or just because you're a woman, it limits you from doing other things, right? I think my biggest advice is that just be you, don't be afraid to be you, and no one should stop you or dictate what you can and cannot do.
Yes.
As long as you know that you're able to do it and you're determined to do it, just as the sports brand, just do it. Well, thank you everyone for listening to us today.
And we want to greet you all a happy International Women's Day.
Let us all
Embrace equity.